In this video, I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on this Toyota Corolla with a 2.0 liter engine. For this, we'll be using 4.9 quarts of 0W16 oil, so make sure you have the right kind and amount. Let's get started. Underneath the vehicle on this splash shield, you'll see that there's a cutout with another splash shield, but this one's held on with some 10mm headed screws, so let's remove all of these. One side will drop down, and you can slide it out. With the shield out of the way, we can see our engine oil pan with the 14mm headed drain plug bolt right here. Use a socket and a ratchet or a wrench to break this free, and of course have a collection bucket underneath to catch all the oil that's going to drain out. Unthread it the rest of the way, and as you do, keep pressure on it so that on the last thread you can pull it away quickly and control how the oil flows out of here. There we go. That way it doesn't splash everywhere. We'll let all this drain into our collection bucket. As that's draining, I like to take our drain plug and inspect it, make sure the threads are in good shape. If the washer or the gasket came off with it, then of course remove it. Ours is actually stuck on the engine up there, so I'll show you in a second how to remove that. The head of it is good, so this is definitely reusable. If anything is wrong with it, you'd want to replace it and not reuse it. That right there is our gasket or washer, and typically the easiest way to get this off of here is just with a little screwdriver. Just pry it and break it free. Usually it's just stuck to the oil pan from it being on there for a while. There we go. You always want to install a new gasket, so we're going to let this finish draining, and then we won't put it on the oil pan, of course. We're going to put it on our drain plug. While the oil is still draining from the oil pan, I will remove the oil filter, which is located right to the side of it. Grab it and turn it counterclockwise. This one is quite tight, so I'll need an oil filter wrench. You don't always need that though. There are multiple types of oil filter wrenches. Mine has these 3 fingers that grab onto the filter and twist it off with a ratchet. Others are a strap style filter wrench. Oil will come out of here when you unthread this, so have that collection bucket centered. Let that drain and remove the filter the rest of the way. Face it down as soon as it unthreads so that the oil can drain into your bucket. This is the surface where the filter mounts. You want to inspect it to make sure the old gasket or O-ring from the filter did not stick to it. Ours did not, so I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe this down. Make sure the area is clean. We'll take our new oil filter and I'm going to fill it with oil. It mounts sideways, so you can't fill it all the way, but put a little bit of oil in it and wait for it to soak in. That's pretty good right there. Additionally, I will wipe a little bit of oil on the O-ring or the gasket that goes around the filter. This will prevent it from sticking on there in the future. If there's any oil on the outside, just wipe it off. Now take your prepped new oil filter, carefully thread it on to the threads here on the engine side. And if it doesn't thread on smoothly, it's likely because it's cross-threading. Right now, mine is going on very easily, so I know I'm good. But if yours is not, you want to back it off and try again. That right there just bottomed out. So what I'll do is clean the outside of it. So what I'll do is I'll give it about half a turn by hand. That'll squish that gasket in there, the O-ring, and ensure that this will seal up nicely. If you have a hard time estimating half a turn, you can mark it, or you could just get it close because it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it's nice and snug on there, it's good to go. Do not use any sort of wrench or tool to tighten this. Just as a final pass, I'm going to spray some brake parts cleaner around there to make sure that no residual oil stayed there and will drip. There we go, we'll let that dry. At this point, this will continue dripping like this for a while, so I'll call it done. I'm going to put a new washer on my drain plug, start threading this in. Before I go in all the way, I'm going to take a paper towel and just wipe the oil that's dripping. Snug this up, and once it's snug, we'll torque it. Torque this bolt to 30 foot-pounds. What you're looking to do is squish that washer that we put in there. That's going to create that seal that you're looking for so no oil drips down. That's also why it's important to replace it so that it can seal up nicely. At this point, if you have any oil remaining here or dripping, clean it off either with a paper towel, a rag, or some brake parts cleaner, and then dry it off. Let's reinstall the shield that covers all this up. has two tabs, one in the front and one on the side. They have to slide in first. Once those slide in, all your bolt holes will line up. So take your 4 10mm headed screws and start them in. Now, because these are going into plastic, a little tip is to try to start the threads into their existing threads. Basically, don't just cross-thread it in there, even though it is plastic and it will cut new threads. It will get weakened over time if you do that. Once you have started them all, snug them all up, and once again, be careful how much you tighten these. Now under the hood, we'll see our engine oil dipstick right here in the center, and to the left of it is the engine oil filler cap right on the valve cover. Remove this by turning it counterclockwise. Sometimes these get a little bit stuck, so you can use some pliers to help you out. If you do though, just be very gentle not to damage it. To avoid making a mess, install a funnel and put in the rest of your oil, 4.9 quarts, and of course this includes what you've put in the oil filter. Once the engine is filled up, remove your funnel, cap it off, and let's check our engine oil level. And keep in mind that the engine has not ran yet, so it may show that it is a little bit overfilled. That's okay, we just want to make sure there's enough in the engine, but if you put your 4.9 quarts, that should be plenty. Wipe this off as you pull it out because the first reading will never be accurate, as there is oil all over the dipstick still. Once it's wiped off, stick it back in all the way down and pull it back out. This is when we will take our reading, and you want the oil to be right about at the full dot right here, not at the low mark. Ours, it's hard to tell, but is right about here, so that's perfect. We'll stick this right back in, all the way down, and now we'll run the engine and make sure there are no leaks, of course, and reset our oil change reminder. Inside the vehicle on the steering wheel, on the left-hand side, we'll use these buttons right here, more specifically the arrows, the OK, and the back button. Turn the ignition to the on position. If you have a push to start, push it twice. Once you get this maintenance required soon message on the dash to back out of it, I have the hood open as well. I'm going to use the back button that I showed you earlier, and then use the arrows to scroll to the right until you get to the settings. Then you want to scroll down till you get to the vehicle settings, enter that, and then go down to scheduled maintenance, and then you select yes to reset all of your maintenance data. At this point, the oil life has been reset. So we'll back out of this. And there we go. Our oil life has been reset.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.